Hello, I'm back. Okay, one last video before I go to bed. Okay, so I want to apologize for my desk area. So this is my office, I guess you would say, for home teaching since my kids have overtaken my living room into my dining room with school and movie watching. So this is the next quietest place I have in the house. And as you can see, the boy, his quiet place too. Okay, so let's get to learning how to properly send an email. Okay, so if you know when you get to Gmail, you click compose and then this screen will pop up. So you get the to subject and then this box. Now I have a signature, like I've already put in my settings, like this signature that comes up on every email I send. So yours won't have that. So you'll just have this blank box. So one thing I want you to notice is over here on this side, it has this big C, little c, and big B, little c, little c. Okay, it's like we're back in genetics. Okay, so I clicked on those so they would all show up here. And I want to explain what these mean in case maybe you haven't been told. Because honestly, I just learned about this one last year. So I've been through a lot of computer classes and maybe I just never listened. I don't know. Okay, so Mr. Bolt actually taught me. So, all right, so I would use BCC if I wanted to send an email to a lot of people, but I didn't want those people to have the contact information of each other. For example, if I send out an email to you and like all of my kids, right? So I wouldn't want all of you to have each other's email because sometimes that's a breach of confidentiality. Like maybe you don't want so and so in my 8th hour to have your email address, right? So I would put all your emails here and you wouldn't be able to see everyone that I sent it to. Or maybe your parents, when I send all them emails, I use this. So I'll send all the parents. That way they don't have each other's email and I don't want a parent mad at me. Okay, CC. I use CC a lot to let Dr. Hedke know of things. So if you want to send something, let's say I'm sending something to your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, and it's a question they have about something school related, like pickup, drop off, buses, auditorium, cafeteria, something that Dr. Hedke should be aware of that you are asking about, or maybe he just needs to know that I've answered the question and handled the situation. So I would put him here. And then let's say I'm sending it to Miss Cotton. And maybe she's a parent. We're going to pretend Miss Cotton's a parent. So Miss Cotton asked me a question about what is our lunchroom routine for lunchtime, because the way you were explaining it didn't make sense. So I send a response to your parent. I let Dr. Heike know that I've handled the situation by adding him to this email. They gave me some other people that I guess I add whenever often. So Google's very fancy. So then Miss Cotton knows, oh, Mr. Hedke already knows what's going on. If anything was different in this email, he would respond, or at least he knows that I had this concern. So the person that receives this as a CC knows that they don't have to reply to the email. It's basically you needed to know, right? Okay, and then we know a to is just basically to anyone, but anyone you list here. So if I list multiple people, like Mr. Bolt, Motzinger, like they will all see when I send this email that I sent it to all of them, and they'll be able to see each other's emails. Make sense? Okay, so now that we got the to's and that's all done. Subject. This is where many of you are struggling. You are putting your content or question in the subject. The subject should just be the topic of your email. So for example, today, you are all asking questions about today's assignment. So you would say, day 1 assignment question. Or day 1 assignment. Sorry, I'm typing with one hand. Help, right? Or let's say you're working on the bird beak assignment that we did before we left. Bird beak assignment, and you had a question. So the subject line should not be, how do you do today's assignment? Question mark. And then this is blank. No. The subject should be, what are we going to be emailing back and forth about? We're going to be emailing back and forth about today's assignment. So day 1, help. Day 1 assignment, question. Okay? And then, so let me put that back. I'm just going to put day 1. So then this is where you would ask me your question. So you'd say, hi, Miss G, because every email has a greeting. Dear Miss Gieseking, hi, Miss G. Hello, how are you? Okay, you know, we're people, so let's greet each other. Okay, a greeting. And then ask the question. So what question do you have? I'm lost on today's assignment. Can you help me? So that means basically you have no idea what the instructions are, which a student said today. So I sent better instructions. In fact, I just sent out an email with a YouTube video explaining the assignment. So sorry it was later in the day. Yeah. So there's that. And then every email ends with a goodbye, like a thank you or a sincerely, or yeah, I usually end with those, like thank you, sincerely. Sincerely is pretty formal. And then since I have this little signature, I just leave that there. But you would write your name here. And then you click send. Now, I'm a teacher, so whenever you get to college, you will want to, or even high school, you will want your emails to be professional. Like, you shouldn't be putting IDKs, and you should have proper punctuation. Like, your I should be capitalized. You should have periods and question marks. You should have apostrophes where you're supposed to have apostrophes. So I should have put a period after miss, right? So let's work on that. This is pretty basic, but something that I think you all needed to see. You just hit send and it goes out. I also want to comment on the assignment. I forgot in the beginning of, at the end of my last video, I told you I would tell you why we're not doing this second part. If you look at these 2 assignments, the second part is the exact same question, same data, but if you notice, the bar graph isn't done and you have to do it. Well, let's be honest, you're not going to be learning a new skill because you just copy it from the first page. So I don't feel bad about you not doing this. Sorry, I hit the phone. I don't feel like you're missing out on anything because I know most of you, and which I would have done too, I would just copy it from the first page. You're not learning anything by that. If we were graphing new data, for sure you would be doing that just for practice, even if I haven't worked on it a lot with you, because I think you can handle it. All right, so I forgot to mention that on the first video, so that's why we're not doing the second video, or second page. Miss Jepson, I guess, is still having her kids do it. So anyway, if they ask you, that's what they have to do. All they have to do different is draw the graph, but it's the same as the first one. So, all right. Well, I am for sure going to bed now, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I put up a video to explain tomorrow's assignment. Have a good night.